The Mid-America Veterans Museum is a 501c3 nonprofit business. Your donations serve to further the museum's mission of sharing and preserving the stories of our veterans. To donate, visit mavm.org and click on Donate. The content covered in this podcast is for general informational, historical, and educational purposes only. Discussions about historical events, military service, personal experiences, or sensitive topics are presented for educational and archival purposes. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the host and/or guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy or endorsement of the Mid-America Veterans Museum. Neither the organization, host, director, nor the guest shall at any time be liable for the content covered, causing offense, distress, or any other reaction.
Welcome to the Operation Insight podcast from the Mid-America Veterans Museum with your host, Jason Galvin and Sergeant Ethan Gross.
Welcome back, family. Jason and I are really pleased to welcome to the museum Commander Bob May, and we also have Bob's wife, lovely Diane, and we have Bob's number two, Annie, the Golden Doodle. And we were just having a conversation about who gets that number one spot, and Bob was very gracious and said that Annie shares it with Diane, so I'm very happy to hear that. But Commander Bob May was in the United States Navy from November 1956 until March of 1965. And the way in which Jason and I became aware of Bob's story is through, as we've talked about before, the Veterans History Project. And we're really grateful to folks like Larry Balsamo and Carol Balsamo of the VHP for capturing Bob's story previously, and that has really informed Jason and I for our interview with Bob today. But we are here in the museum. There may be a little bit of background noise because we are here during operating hours, which is nice. We had some guests here walking around the museum as we were getting set up for the show today, so it's always great to see. All right, Bob, is it fair to say that you have a unique mix of a Bostonian and a New Yorker accent?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I'm not great with accents, but I was hearing a little bit of both.
Well, now there's a third step in it.
Oh, no.
It's this
Midwest?
St. Louis,
Yeah.
Midwest.
Did that kind of water it down and made it kind of boring? Yeah, I get that. So your parents are from Boston.
Correct.
But then you grew up in New York, Jamaica, New York.
Correct.
Tell us about Jamaica, New York.
Well, that's where I was born, and my parents lived in Boston, and my dad was an electrician. And during the Great Depression, they lost their house there, and he went to the Brooklyn Navy Yard and was an electrician at the Brooklyn Navy Yard. That's how they got to New York.
Gotcha.
And then I was the third child, and they were born, and my brother and sister were born 4 or 5 years before me.
Gotcha.
And they were born in Massachusetts.
Okay, so
And
they're true Bostonians. You're kind of a half Bostonian.
Yes.
Now, your father was in the Navy as well, and your brother was in the Navy.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about their service? Start with your father.
He was in the Navy during World War One, and
What was his role? Can you recall?
It was not in combat.
Okay.
It was I don't remember.
Some sort of support role, though.
Yeah. And
Did your father ever talk about his experience in World War I or his service?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, that's pretty common. What about your brother? What was your brother's service like?
He went in the Navy, and I don't remember much about what he did either.
Did he go? Would he have gone in just at the onset of World War II or just after?
He went in after.
Okay. And so your father, after he got out, that's when he became an electrician? That was his career field?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
He may have been a electrician
Even before?
even before.
Gotcha. What can you tell us about your mother?
She was a work for the it was a Tuberculosis and Health Society.
Interesting.
Christmas seals.
Okay.
And she was a secretary at their office,
Interesting.
and that's where she worked for years.
Help us. I really like New York, the city, but I'm not very familiar with Jamaica. So help us understand a little bit about the culture of the Jamaica neighborhood.
Well, it was not the same as New York City. It wasn't the high end
Gotcha.
price-wise. It was the lower end. And I lived in Hollis, was a little past that. And then I went to high school in Brooklyn, and I used to take a bus to a subway, change subway train
Oh, my
to get
gosh.
another.
Just to get to school?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's to get
You were dedicated.
get to Brooklyn Technical High School.
Wow.
And it was an 8-story building
Okay.
with our gymnasium on a roof.
Oh, my gosh.
It had a
Is it an open roof?
open. Well, it had a net kind of a
I see.
thing.
Yeah.
So all the sports and basketball were all on the roof.
Oh, very
Did
good.
they make you take the stairs up to the 8th floor?
And then
That was the first part of your exercise for the
That's
day.
then
right.
The inside of the school was a 5-story building that the student built.
Within the building, there was another building.
Within the building, they had a carpentry and engineering.
Interesting.
And they actually built a building
How about that?
inside.
It was just like an open structure
Yeah.
for them to practice carpentry.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
That was very cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Building in a building. I
Yes.
like it.
A building in a building, right.
Well, New York, they got to pack things in pretty tight there.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
New York is a different place. I found that out. And every place I went, like when it came to St. Louis,
yeah.
they say, you're not from St. Louis, are you? And they said, where are you from? And I tell them, Cotton Plant, Arkansas. And they, what?
They were really thrown off after that.
It really did. Oh,
They're not sure what to say after that.
yeah.
Cotton Plant,
What high
Arkansas.
school he went to.
What is that?
They did not ask him what high school.
Yes, thank you. Diane just reminded me I wanted to make the joke, but she made it for me, so now I don't get the
Yeah,
credit.
they did
I was going to
ask
say you never get to say your high
Say
school.
my
They cut
high
you off
school.
before that.
It-
Okay, so now I want to get into the story you were relating to us earlier, but I want you to, for our recording today, walk through it again. You have an interesting introduction or an interesting story of how you actually became a pilot. It almost seems like it was by accident. So talk
It
through
was
us.
by accident.
Yeah, go through that with us.
I was very disturbed because I went to the job fair, and with my major in psychology and minor in sociology, I didn't qualify for anything. When I was interviewing, I qualified to be a car salesman or insurance salesman or social worker.
Sure.
And I was somewhat depressed over that. And I was at with a fraternity brother in a bar having a beer.
Yeah. Drinking away your sorrows.
Yeah, drinking. Yep. And I asked him what he's gonna do. He said he was gonna be a pilot. I said, wow, I never even thought of that. And I said, well, how do you do that? Hey, just join the Navy and tell me you want to be a Navy pilot.
It's that easy.
And he says, I'm going down this week to sign up. You want to go? And I said, yes, I want to go.
So that hadn't even crossed your mind in a million years to become
No,
a pilot.
it hadn't. I never dreamt of it or anything.
So when he said that, why were you interested all of a sudden? It sounded adventurous.
Well, because I was depressed in that I didn't want to be a car salesman. I didn't want
Anything was better than a car salesman at that
all
point.
the jobs I had could qualify for.
Yeah.
I didn't want,
Gotcha.
and then fly. Hey, why not?
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And that's that did it, and that started my career. And if it wasn't in that bar having a beer,
there you go.
I wouldn't be
Who
here
knows where you'd be?
today.
Nice. Yes.
And then let's not forget the tagline of that story. The poor friend of yours didn't even get accepted.
I know.
You walk away with this great career ahead of you, and he's in the dumps.
He was probably upset about that.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
What was the reason? Do you recall why he wasn't accepted?
No, they interviewed, and I think he didn't answer the right questions, and give him the right answers or something. I don't know what it was, because I wasn't there when
Sure.
he was interviewed. So I really don't know what it was all
I'm
about.
beginning to think that psychology degree helped you a lot more than you're giving it credit for. I
Yeah.
think you got in the recruiter's head or something.
Exactly.
I want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. Okay, so what year is this that happens?
In let's see, I 48. I graduated from high school.
Okay.
Or from grade school.
Gotcha.
48.
Gotcha.
And then I started college in 48, 49, 50, 51, 52.
Gotcha.
And I graduated in 52.
Gotcha. Okay. So November 56 is when you actually enter into the Navy. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So tell us about, well, I want to ask you this first, because your father and your brother were both former sailors and veterans. What conversation did you have with your family after you'd gone to the recruiter and knew that you were going to enlist?
None.
A man of few words.
That's right. He was telling people where he was going, not asking.
Did you feel as though you could make your own decisions? I mean, you were out of college, so maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
was. Yeah.
Gotcha. Did you have a conversation with your dad about it though, just to kind of relate to his experience as a veteran?
Not that I recall.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was in the ROTC, the Army ROTC, for a short time.
Oh. Why did you choose to do that?
I don't know. That was a common thing to be
Okay.
when you go into college, to be in the ROTC.
But you had no inkling of ever actually joining the military.
No.
So it was just sort of
That is
a way
very interesting.
to pass the time in college? How about that?
Was it a lot of military stuff you guys did?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't much. What they did, taught you to march,
Uh-huh.
and you would,
You got good at marching.
and taking orders, about face, forward march, and practice marching and
Uh-huh.
all. But there was no shooting or
Gotcha.
practice.
Pretty basics.
Yeah.
Bare bones.
Just basic training.
So because you had your college degree, was it obvious to you that you were going to commission? Or was that a process, getting your commission?
Oh, in the Navy?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that far in advance. All I was thinking of is I'm going to fly.
Well, no, actually, you're thinking too far in advance.
Yeah.
You're missing some important steps.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking down the road. I just said, "Hey, I fly an airplane."
You
I'd love
couldn't wait to
do
fly
that.
a plane.
Yeah, I had no idea where I was going or where it was going. That was it. And I stayed in the Army, or the Navy rather.
Uh-huh. I almost forgot. I wanted to I forgot to mention this, Bob. So this sort of ties into your experience, becoming a naval pilot. Well, I'll ask you. You might remember, who was the mayor of New York at the time of your birth?
I was too young to know
You didn't know him.
or care. I don't.
It was LaGuardia.
Oh yeah.
It was
Theodore
Corello
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia, who obviously
It's the airport named after him.
named after him.
Yeah.
So
and I flew out of that airport.
yeah.
TWA too.
Now see, there's an even better connection. So
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
thought it was interesting. The year of your birth, 34.
Yep.
34, LaGuardia was mayor of New York, of your city at that time, and would have such an iconic airport named after him later on.
Yep.
A few other things. So I want to make sure I got this right. You attended Hofstra College. Is that where you got your?
Hofstra College.
Gotcha. That's where you got your degree.
Yeah. It's
And
now Hofstra University.
Hofstra University, that's right. So you went to OCS to become an ensign, and after that is when you did your flight training in Corpus Christi. Is all that right?
Correct.
So tell us about
At Corpus Christi was after
after officer candidate training.
officer candidate training, and my basic training was in Florida,
Florida and Pensacola?
Pensacola.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was that was where I started to fly, and that's where I got my basic training, and then I went into advanced training, and that's when I went to
Memphis.
Corpus Christi.
Oh, that's when you went to Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi.
Okay.
And that's where I got to do spins over the Gulf of Mexico. And
So that's right. Okay. So you got your flight training in Pensacola,
yeah.
and in between that time of graduating from flight training in Pensacola and going to Corpus Christi, that flight school moves to Memphis, which you would later go to as an instructor.
No. It went from to Corpus Christi.
Mhm.
I went from Pensacola to Corpus Christi,
Mm-hmm.
and then from Corpus Christi I went to Memphis.
Gotcha. And you were an instructor in Memphis, is that right?
Well, I was a student first,
Oh, okay.
and then
Ah.
an instructor. They taught me to be an instructor.
I gotcha. You got training for that beforehand,
Yeah,
obviously.
I became an instructor in Memphis.
Gotcha. I got to go back to this Gulf of Mexico. You're doing what over the Gulf of Mexico and why?
That's when I would do the spin.
All kinds of dangerous things.
Yeah, normally it was, spin, crash, burn.
Yeah.
but I luckily I didn't. I spun, but it didn't crash
And no
burn.
burning.
Thank God.
And I was ready to eject, and I pull the face curtain down. I let go of the controls,
Uh-huh.
and it was inverted spinning, and it just stopped spinning, but it was stayed inverted, and it was going down that way. And then
You were
Yes.
upside down. I want to make sure I understand
Yes.
that. You were upside
I
down.
was upside down, coming down like this, and I was left-handed,
Okay.
and this is one of the problems earlier on. I was left-handed, and I was flying with a stick,
Sure.
and the throttle was here,
Okay.
and I was in the front seat. The instructor was in the back seat, and he said, "You're so rough on the controls." He says, "You're not smooth on the controls." I said, "Well, it's hard to." He says, "What?"
Oh my gosh, you weren't supposed to be
He
crossing
didn't-
your arms?
Yeah, he didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm left-handed, so I had to learn to fly right-handed and the throttle on the left hand,
Ah,
which I do now. But that's
very interesting.
that I did.
Remember those important steps we were talking about that you were skipping over? That was one of them that you missed.
I missed that one. Yeah, that was a big change.
That's on the instructor though.
Yes.
That he didn't notice you were doing that before you guys almost crashed and burned.
Yeah.
Now, okay, now help me understand. Why were you doing that? That was part of your training to go over the Gulf of Mexico and
Yeah,
do
we
some.
did all our. When I was in Corpus Christi, Texas, it was right on the Gulf of Mexico.
Sure.
And that's what we're out doing our
Maneuvers.
and-
Was this in the TV2 or the T-33? Is this in the Shooting Star?
and this is a T-33.
T-33. Okay, which is a pretty common naval trainer plane. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. How long were you in that training at Corpus Christi? How long did that last?
Oh, about a year.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Quite a while.
So tell us about getting to Memphis and then training to be an instructor and then becoming an instructor.
Yeah. Well, I went from there to Memphis, and I was flying a different airplane. Now it was it was a prop,
Okay.
and not a jet.
Okay.
And that was what I was flying down in Corpus Christi was the jets.
Gotcha.
And that's when I got in the spin and all that. That was a jet.
Yeah.
And then I was training in it was a T6.
What was the nickname for the T6? Did they have one for it?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah. There's different names for different airplanes.
Sure. Yeah.
One, One of the planes I flew was called the Widowmaker.
Oh boy. Why was that? Did you get a story behind that?
Yeah. Well, that was a jet. I was on a carrier. This is later on, the carrier.
Yeah.
And they call it the Widowmaker because it was a very difficult airplane to fly.
Ah, okay.
And they had a name for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Luckily, I never flew it.
Aptly named. Ironically, that leads to something I heard you say during the interview that I listened to, Bob, to prepare for this. You had said that we lost a lot of pilots, and you referenced that the reason for that was primarily to a lot of mistakes being made.
Yes.
Explain that. What mistakes were being made that led to deaths?
Well, a lot of them got lost. A lot of them just didn't do things the right way,
Yeah,
and they ran out of fuel.
yeah.
They shut the switch the wrong way and killed the engine.
Oh, my gosh.
And the problem was the different airplanes operated in different ways. You know,
Sure.
where the controls were, and in some of the airplanes, we had up above the cockpit there,
Yeah.
the windshield, and then had this with all these switches. And some of the airplanes, on was down,
Oh, my gosh.
off was up.
Something as simple
On
as
the
that.
other airplanes, it was just the opposite.
Opposite.
And it was just weird that they weren't all standardized.
Yeah,
And we just had guys do all kinds of stupid things. We lost out of my squadron the first squadron I went into, not in the training, but after I was
Sure.
in a squadron on a carrier. We had 22 pilots, and we lost 8 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, none of them
Wow.
combat. Some of them, we don't even know what happened. They took off and
never
Came back.
never came back. We were at sea, and we were flying at night a lot, too. And the ship, they would not turn the lights on at night because submarines could see them, and they didn't want to be a target. So it was very difficult to land on the carrier at night.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
my gosh.
And in fact, I was a wingman flying, and this was A4s on the USS Midway, and our air group commander, I was his wingman.
Okay.
And he was on a catapult, and I was on a catapult.
Yeah.
And it was at night, and he was shot off the catapult, and he just was flying down like that, and the LSO, the landing signal officer, was going, pull up, pull up, pull up, and calling his
Yeah.
flight number, pull up, pull up. He never responded and
Wow.
went into the ocean. That was the end of him.
Wow.
He never responded, he never called, he never said anything.
Maybe he had a medical situation or something. That's
Could be.
Well,
interesting.
that's what they think.
Yeah.
That was one of them. Another one of them that I lost was we were practicing napalm dropping,
Mm.
and napalm, you'd come down. You wouldn't be dropping it like a bomb. There, you come down low, pickle it off, and we would practice that. And what they built was this out of railroad ties, railroad pipe. Tracks.
Yeah.
Like that, and it was like this way, and you would come in at it, and then you would pickle, and it would hit that, and you'd fly over it.
Okay.
Oh.
So that was like your target. That was
Yeah,
a target.
It was a
that they made.
target. It was
Okay.
a target. And Arthur Winterbottom, which was one of the pilots, he figured out he come in real low,
Yeah.
pickle it at real fast, at like 400 knots. Come in there, pickle it, and pull over. Well, he did. He pickle. They were dummy bombs.
Sure.
And as he pulled up, he hit
It clipped him.
clipped
Wow.
him on the top. It hit him right by the belly of the plane.
Yeah.
It blew up,
Instantaneously.
and that killed him too.
What was the purpose of him doing that maneuver? Why such a risky maneuver? Why get so close to the target?
Well, he got closer than he had to because we were practicing napalm.
Yeah.
Would it like bounce off of the ground and
Would it be a better release that way? Is that why he was practicing it that way?
Yeah, well, you could get your target better.
I see. More
What you're
accurate.
going to do, because you didn't want to go off here and your target was there.
Wow.
If it was a tank or something that come down, so you come down as low as you could and get as close to it, and
Yeah.
tickle it so it hit, and that's
Yeah.
what he
Nice.
did. But he had to get up over this fence because the thing was about 20 feet high.
So all for the sake of training.
Yeah,
That guy
well,
died.
That's what happened, and
wow.
I mean that was just scary.
Wow.
And to lose my squadron air group commander, that I was his wingman when he flew in,
Yeah.
and all they didn't know what happened. They did recover his hard hat that was floating after
Everything
the
else was
ship
lost.
ran over him.
Oh, my gosh.
It was at night. He went in and the ship ran over him. They found his hard hat and it said it had a bang on it, a 4G bang, 4 times.
Yeah. But he hadn't reached that in the plane though. How did he get that impact, the 4G impact on his hard hat?
When he hit the water, apparently.
Wow, that had that much of
Oh.
force.
He probably hit the
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
the canopy.
Hmm.
Wow.
So that's
So he was probably expired immediately. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
they don't know why they think on a catapult shot, that was getting shot out of a cannon basically.
Yeah.
Right.
And you go boom and
You think he
go.
blacked out?
And a lot of people
Yeah. Wow.
I think that's because he didn't respond and he just flew and they kept calling pull up, eject, and
Incredible.
they figured he was passed out.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Wow.
Better
Yes.
to go that way than to kicking and screaming, I guess.
Right.
yeah.
That's still an awful thing to have happened.
Well, one of the reasons that when I got off the Midway, I spent 4 years on the USS Midway. We lost 8
8 of 22.
22.
Terrible number.
And then I went to ground.
Was this in California that you went?
Yeah,
Okay. Was it Magoo?
yeah.
Okay, Point Magoo.
Yeah. So I was at Point Magoo for 4 years, and then I was going to sea duty again.
Mhm.
And out of the next 4 years, I would be gone 3 years, at which time I had 6 kids at that point. And I said, my wife couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
And then they started hiring, the airlines started. That's when they were just bringing the jets in.
Yeah.
And they started to hire, and a lot of the guys in the squadron, they all went to the airlines.
Private side.
So I said, "That's where I'm going." So
Yeah.
I went. I interviewed for American Airlines and Pan Am.
Okay.
And what was the third one?
Wasn't it Eastern?
Eastern Airlines.
Delta.
Easton. Well, Easton.
Okay.
I think it was Easton.
I don't
Well, one, it was American Airlines. American was only domestic. TWA was domestic and international, and Pan Am was only international. So I got hired by all three, and TWA was, it's domestic and international. I said, that's the way to go, and that's why I went with TWA. And so I was with TWA then for 32 years.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, they sent you a ticket too. The other airlines, you had to pay to go for the interview, right?
Oh,
Oh,
that's crazy.
I mean, TWA did send them a ticket to go, which was in Kansas
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
City, wasn't it?
yeah, that's it.
Kansas City?
I remember Pan Am said, okay, and this was in California,
San Fran, wasn't
and yeah, and I had to go to training in, I don't know, on the East Coast. And I said, how do you get there? Buy a ticket.
Oh, wow.
They didn't even send you there. You had to pay to fly there. And here it was a no-brainer to go with TWA.
Sure. They were accommodating for you.
Yeah, yeah.
32 years with TWA. That's incredible. But before we get into that a little bit more, I just have a few more questions about your time in service, Bob.
Okay.
You sort of referenced this already, but I want to go back to it. Tell me about Get Home-itis.
Get home-itis. Well, I found that out living in St. Louis, and our chief pilot on TWA, he lived in St. Louis, and he was the #1 senior pilot, and
Had he had military experience, or was it just purely commercial flying?
I don't think he had military.
Okay.
He was lived in Pennsylvania, and I'm trying to
He was on the board.
Russ Hazelton, Pennsylvania, and he was on the board of directors of a bank there,
Gotcha.
and so he had a place back there,
Yeah.
and he lived here in St. Louis.
Sure.
And flew out of St. Louis, and he and his wife, they flew in his own airplane back to Pennsylvania
Sure.
for a meeting for the board of directors.
Okay.
And then he was,
That same day, he wanted to come back as well.
I don't know if it was the same
Oh, okay,
day, but
okay.
when he did come back, it was at night,
Yeah.
and he had get home-itis
Yeah.
because he ran out of fuel.
Wow.
Oh boy.
And he must have had I can make it,
Yeah.
and he ran out of fuel right over Creve-Coeur Lake.
Oh boy.
And here he was coming in to land here in St. Louis, coming in from Pennsylvania at night,
He was almost there.
killed him and his wife,
That's tragic.
and he ran out of gas, and we call that get home-itis.
To me, that's so mind-boggling that someone with so much flight experience.
I know, that's what I can do it.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Did you ever witness, or were you ever aware of that phenomenon while you were in the service? Did naval pilots have get home-itis?
Not that I know of.
Okay. The training, it sounds like the training kept people from having that sort of,
Yeah, they did. We weren't in a situation like that.
yeah,
You
You were
needed to get
close.
home.
yeah.
You were close to, the ship to land. You had enough fuel.
Yeah.
We-
I guess that's sort of the beauty of the military. There's checks for everything. So you're going to have enough fuel. You're going to know your coordinates.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, you have an interesting perspective on props and jets, propeller planes and jets. There's a difference, I think, in how you fly them or the feeling of flying them. Tell us about that.
Well, the props, because it's going around like that, working with the rudders
Sure.
to keep it going, because you add power and it'll turn and
You're
whatnot.
compensating all the
So
time.
you're compensating.
Yeah.
Where the jet is smoother, it's coming out the back, and you're going straight. It's easy. You don't have to work so hard
Yeah.
on the rudders because you don't get that problem that you get with a prop.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite aircraft to fly?
Yeah, I flew the A4s. I like the best.
That was your favorite?
Yeah.
A4. Ryan, what the A4 is?
It's a A4. What was the name of it?
Do we have a picture of it?
Nighthawk or something, I don't know.
I think.
There's
we have it?
There's a model in one of
Oh, is there really?
Yeah, I got that.
I wonder if there's a photo of it.
This is the A4.
That's the A4. Okay.
Let's take a look at it.
Okay. There we go.
And those are the A4s. Single engine.
Single engine, two-seater? Single seat.
They did make a two-seater, but
Okay.
we had only the one-seater.
So why was that your favorite, other than it was a jet?
Yeah, it was. I love the A4, and I had over 100 landings on the USS Midway.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. That's awesome.
With, in fact, I got that
Yeah.
Midway.
Yeah, Centurion. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, I love the A4s. They're good. This is one of the training. The T6 is a prop,
Yeah.
and then I flew the F8, which I liked. That was supersonic, and
How
I
about that?
flew that as well.
That's a cool looking plane.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was.
So while we're looking at this, these pictures, there's a picture here of George Gay.
Yes.
Tell us a story about Lieutenant Colonel George Gay.
Well, I didn't know him. I heard about this lone survivor of Torpedo Squadron 8, and he turned out to be a pilot after he got out of the military,
Through TWA.
TWA.
Yeah.
And I was a co-pilot on a flight that he was flying, and that was here. And
Now, where were you guys?
Yeah,
Look-
where were you guys
Looks like
at?
Greece or something?
we were Greece. Yeah.
Okay.
So
fact,
cool.
It has someplace. It says somewhere.
Oh, is there a caption somewhere?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Maybe it's inside. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah, Hydra, Greece. Captain George Gay, Torpedo Squadron 8, Lone Survivor. Yeah. What do you know about the Torpedo Squadron 8 attack? When was that exactly? Was that World War II or something?
Yeah, World
Okay.
War II.
Okay.
It was a
What's that? Battle of Midway. Okay.
Battle of Midway. Yeah.
Yes, and that's why that was the connection I was going to make, because you were on the USS Midway.
Yep.
I just found that a funny connection that later on you would work with someone who had survived an attack during the Battle of Midway.
Survivor been on it as well as a pilot on it.
Something I heard you say in your previous interview, Bob, that I wanted to ask you about. You already talked about your family life. You wanted to have more time with family, and the TWA opportunity came up. There's another reason, if I understand correctly, why you decided to get out of the military. The quote I have here of yours is, "My life expectancy would have been 42 years old."
That's right.
Tell us about that.
I would have been flying on the carriers.
Okay.
And that's what they predicted.
Oh, my
be,
gosh.
because-
They told you would likely die at 42.
Yes, that was and that's all the guys that were dying. I mean, we lost so many.
Yeah.
We had guys that took off the ship, disappeared, never saw them again. We don't know what happened.
No explanation.
To them. And the death rate, and that was published. They had publications,
Yeah.
and the death rate was your life expectancy is 42 years old.
Wow.
And it was scary, and
Yeah.
that's why I got out. I said, "Hey, I got 6 kids, and
You want to live your life.
and I don't want to die."
Yeah.
And it was, I just saw it happen. I saw
Sure.
people fly into the water. I saw the guys ejecting. I saw
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff there, and I just wanted to.
That was it. That was the life for you.
Yeah, I wanted to live longer.
A few more things, and then we'll talk about your civilian career with TWA. You already referenced, we've referenced Point Mugu, but you also were at NAS Alameda.
Yes.
So both of which are in California, obviously. Alameda's near San Francisco.
Yep.
Tell us about your time there in California. Did you enjoy being stationed there?
It was nice. Yeah, I liked California. I liked the weather,
Yeah.
and I got tired of it after a while because it was always nice weather. I
You missed the New York weather.
Yeah, I missed the snow.
Some variety.
I was a skier. I like skiing in New York and Massachusetts and Connecticut, where I lived
Yeah.
back there, and I just and all my relatives and everything, they were back east.
East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
And-
felt kind of lonely sometimes
Yeah,
on
I
the
was
West
just getting
Coast.
tired of California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were part of the Attack Squadron 23, VA 23 Black Knights.
Yep.
You were also the flight safety officer for the USS Midway. Is that right?
Yes. For the squadron.
For the squadron.
Yeah.
And am I getting this right? Were you a nuclear delivery pilot?
Yes.
All right. Well, we got to ask about this.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Who are you delivering nukes to? And why?
Well, I was kind of deceptive delivery.
Okay.
I was a bomber pilot
Gotcha.
because I would sit in the plane would sit on the carrier,
Okay.
and we had two of them with a nuclear bomb and a pilot in each one of them, and you had 4-hour shifts.
Wow.
So you spent 4 hours each day, and every 4 hours, 24/7.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And my target was the Vladivostok Naval Shipyard. If the call ever came, and this during the Cold War,
Yeah.
that was my job to have, when I get launched, I had to be over my target plus or minus 1 minute.
Amazing.
And what I had was all these maps, and it would be flying at night, day and night.
Yeah.
And we had a map, and we had lines drawn from all over in the ocean
Sure.
to that spot.
Now, where is that located?
It's near the coast in Russia. It's in the
Wow.
South China Sea.
I see.
And-
That was a major point for their military, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. And
Wow.
and I would be flying for. We didn't keep flying back and forth,
Sure.
but that's what we designed. When they launched us,
Sure.
then we would have to get on to that.
How long was that flight going to be if you ever had to do it?
Oh, not very long.
Like 30 minutes or something?
Yeah,
And within a minute, you would have to be on your target.
yeah, because it was part of they called a SIOP, Single Integrated Operational Plan. The Air Force, the Army, and the Navy
Okay.
all had targets,
Yeah.
and we all had a timeline, so you didn't fly through another guy's
I see.
bomb.
Very well coordinated.
Very well coordinated,
Wow.
and because of you don't want to be flying over somebody else's atom bomb.
Absolutely.
You don't
You don't want the fallout hitting you.
Yeah. I mean, that'd piss you off. Right off.
Well, yeah. and a few
You
other
might
things.
not. You might disappear and not come back.
Yeah, exactly right. And so that's what you had to. We had a map, and we'd have checkpoints. Or
So you knew all the other targets. You were aware of all the other targets.
no, that was my only target.
I got you.
What I had to was things on the ground, location. This is before AP.
Oh.
UP,
Identifying landmarks and
Yeah.
things. Okay.
Identify landmarks, and you had from the landmark to the target, and
Gotcha.
all these things, and you had along the coast because you'd be out on the ocean, and you'd find something on the coast to fly over it, and that would start it. Where you're
And
going.
that's how you could tell where you were in terms of the time that you had
Yes, yeah.
flown.
And then
Gotcha.
you had
Indicators.
you had a little mark there, and how many minutes you had, and what time you're supposed to be there. How many
Wow.
minutes to your target from there. So if you flew over there, and you're too early, you'd have to do something to kill some time.
Kill some time.
So
yeah.
you didn't fly over somebody else's bomb.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. There was no GPS
Gotcha.
at the time, and it was all eyeball. Pick out a tower or something
Sure.
like that.
Okay. So obviously you can't do an actual test run because then you'd be invading Soviet Union airspace.
Yeah.
How do you do test runs for this?
Out in the desert.
Interesting.
Yeah, we
Okay.
had on the West Coast. We had up north China Lake,
Okay.
and that's where we practiced. And we had different place in the mountains.
Gotcha.
to
Were you guys
practice.
dropping anything then, or was it just
Yeah.
timing?
Yes, not the real bombs, but
Sure, dummies.
Squadron mates lost his bomb.
Oh yeah, well one guy did.
A real one or a fake one?
No,
I think a real one.
he dropped it. He
Dropped it.
He dropped a nuke?
yeah. What happened? Inadvertently.
Okay.
By accident.
Well, it was by accident, so it's okay.
But, yeah, he
He lost it.
he lost the nuclear, but it wasn't armed to go.
I see. Okay. It wasn't activated.
Yeah, it wasn't activated.
Okay.
but he
It's a little bit better then.
yeah he lost it.
It just fell out.
They went back. They went and searched for it where it was dropped because they didn't want the Russians to
Sure.
to catch it.
Yeah.
Right, for sure.
And
yeah.
knowing of our capabilities.
Yeah, I know what's, but
He got in a lot of trouble.
I'm sure he did get in a lot of trouble. Can you imagine coming back and your bomb is missing?
Did you get written up for that?
okay, what'd you do it, Bob? What'd you do with it?
Oh my
Not my
gosh.
fault. Not my fault.
So okay, so that's kind of sum up.
That
So-
was the thing that when guys did come back without the bomb.
Yeah.
You know, you could release the bomb without it
Detonating. Yeah.
So you could
That-
save fuel or something like that, or
Probably.
was it to save fuel?
Well, it was a lot of times if a guy has an engine problem and they're going to make an emergency landing, you don't want to land on top of your bomb because
Ah,
it's underneath the
Yeah.
airplane.
Sure.
It's not inside, it's underneath. And so they would pickle it off over the ocean
Yeah.
so they could land. And a lot of times if you can't get the landing gear down or one of the gears is one of the landing
Malfunctioning or something.
is malfunctioning,
Yeah.
or you're coming back on a ship and you don't want to land, and you have a nuclear bomb and you don't want to land on it.
right.
So
Yeah, you don't want to give that friction
yeah,
just in case.
yeah, you give it a reason for exploding.
So 56 to 65, and we talked about sort of some of the factors that went into you deciding to exit the Navy. So looking back at your career then, Bob, did you have a favorite duty station? Did you have a favorite experience? What's something that kind of sums up your time in the Navy?
In the Navy,
Mm-hmm.
well, I liked being around Reno, Nevada,
Okay.
because I like the casino.
Oh, okay. We got another poker player.
And we had a naval base up there.
Is that Fallon?
Yeah, Fallon.
You were at Fallon, which would later become where the Top Gun school would
Yeah,
be located.
Yeah.
What were you doing in Fallon? Was it training, or what was the purpose of Fallon at that point?
It's just
Any old air base.
yeah,
What aircraft were you primarily flying? The A6 or A4?
A4,
A4. Okay.
and sometimes the F8 too.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, Fallon, and what else? Lemoore, California. I based in Lemoore for a while.
Okay. Okay. I had missed that. Did your family join you when you went to Fallon?
No.
Because that's kind of a secluded spot.
Oh yeah, it is.
Where did they stay when you were there?
When I was there, they would be either at Lemoore,
Okay.
or I'm trying to
Or
think.
Point Magoo or something?
Point Magoo.
Okay, they stayed at Point Magoo possibly. Okay. Okay.
We had a house there,
Gotcha.
and
Was most of your time in your service spent at Magoo then? Stationed at Magoo? Is that a majority of it?
well, no, some of it,
Okay. Okay.
but we moved probably 8 times.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of time.
Wow.
Yeah, they'd move you around, but they would provide you with housing.
It
But
would-
you moved that many times in your tenure?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
It'd be on base housing they'd provide.
Yeah, we
Gotcha.
did a lot. And the women, all the wives,
They would get together.
get together.
Yeah.
And they would watch each other's kids.
Sure.
And whatnot. And it was
They formed a community that
a
way.
team kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And my wife was very upset when I left the Navy.
Oh my gosh.
She did not want. First of all, I'd be home all the time, which she didn't want.
Ah.
She needed help with the 6 kids.
Yeah. She got.
All the military wives she could get, she probably wanted
Yeah, all the military, all the wives were
grouped together.
grouped together,
Yeah.
helping each other and everything. It worked out great.
Yeah.
She was upset when I left the Navy.
When was it you met Diane?
I met her when I was coming on a flight, just back 32 years ago,
Okay.
and I was on a TWA flight,
Yeah.
and she was coming into New York with her to pick up her daughter who was coming back from Europe.
Okay.
And she was on the same flight as me, and I got to talking to her.
Were you on the same aisle?
Yeah.
Okay. How about that?
Yeah, and I started talking to her, and lo and behold,
The connection formed, and
made a connection, and I started dating her. And
how soon after that did you guys get married? Was it a year or two?
Probably a year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Her husband had divorced her.
Oh, okay. I see.
She was number one, and he had 6 wives,
Oh my gosh.
and she was
Oh my goodness.
and she was wife number 1.
Oh my
And
goodness.
we met some of the other wives.
We met some of the other ones.
It was the wives club.
Yeah, he was an orthodontist, and Diane met him because she was a dental assistant.
Yeah.
That's where she met him, and they got married,
Yeah.
and then they had 3 kids,
Okay.
and then he divorced her.
And did it 5 more
Yeah.
times.
Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Oh God,
Oh my gosh.
it was an easy act to follow.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
So, tell us about your TWA career, Bob. So that was 32 years. It's a long amount of service to TWA.
Yeah.
At one point in time, you were even the TWA Captain of the Year in 1983. What goes into being Captain of the Year for TWA?
I can't remember.
Was that one of those things? Was it something that everyone got eventually, or you had to have some sort of like accolade or experience in order to be voted Captain of the
To
Year?
tell you the truth, I don't remember what.
Hopefully it came with a bonus.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I don't know how much it cost me to get that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they put you.
Pay
They
to
gave you a
play.
bill.
Yeah.
$10.99.
Yeah.
So what did you enjoy about being a commercial airline pilot?
Well, I love traveling, and I loved, especially international.
Yeah,
And I could take the kids with me,
sure.
and I took them with me while
Yeah.
I was flying the airplanes, and it got a lot of stories there too. And the kids in the back ringing the bell.
Oh my
Waitress,
gosh.
waitress.
Oh my gosh. Bring me another soda.
Yeah, give me another soda.
My dad's the pilot. You're going to give me a soda.
Yeah. Oh God, it was. Yeah, and then another one. I was based for a while in California. Or I live in California, and I was flying to Cairo,
Oh, wow.
and then back and forth. And I took one of my sons, Chris, with me, and I go from California. We were down I think we were at Point Magoo then.
Or Alameda.
or Alameda,
Yeah.
or not Alameda. What's the other
Oh,
one?
Lemoore.
Lemoore.
Lemoore. Okay.
And then I would go from there to Shannon, Ireland,
Okay.
and then Shannon back to New York.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's a pretty
What a
extensive.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then back and forth, and I would do that for a month.
You do that trip for a month and then you'd be off for a little while, or?
I'll go different places.
Oh, okay.
It changed the routes.
Yeah.
And I took my youngest son, Chris,
Uh-huh.
with me and left him in Cairo, and he would stay there for a couple of days.
Okay, you were with him. Okay.
No,
You-
I was with five.
Was he an adult at that point?
Probably.
Who
Was
you-
he an adult at that point?
Well, he was about 15,
Oh, okay.
16.
That's close. Who did you leave him with?
I did it all kinds. But some of the flight attendants said they'd take care of
They
him.
took
and
care
all
of
that.
That's incredible. That must have been awesome for him as a 15-year-old.
It was,
He loved it, didn't he?
Yeah, I did all kinds of things. A lot of people, you did what? You went from where?
was thinking.
Well, it was different back then, probably.
Yeah,
You know.
different time.
I brought him on a lot of flights.
Yeah.
Sometimes it took all 6 of them
That's great.
on the flights with me, and sometimes they didn't get on the flight because it was oversold.
Sure.
And then I'd have other flight attendants who were going on a different flight, and they would take care
You're
of
pawning
them
your
and-
kids off to these flight
That's
attendants.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's a skill right there.
That's a skill, right?
That psychology degree, I'm telling you.
Yes.
You
for
convince
sure.
people to do these things. So TWA, I can't remember the year. You're probably gonna know this, but at some point, St. Louis Lambert became the hub for TWA.
yeah.
Is that when you moved to St. Louis? Does it line up with that?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Much
Okay.
so. Yeah. Well, I moved here when I met with that lady.
Are you from St. Louis?
I'm from
Oh.
St. Louis, and I flew for TWA. I was a flight attendant.
Oh.
She became one after she
After
met
I
me.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And she said when I first met her, I was living in Connecticut,
Okay.
and she came in on a flight.
I met him on a flight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And she.
That's
and
right.
She says,
Deadheading.
"Oh, I love to live in Connecticut." Right. Well, Connecticut.
Yep. Oh yeah. Hook and
And the
reel.
next thing I know, I'm in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
That's how it goes, my friend. That's how it goes.
And that's the way St. Louis women are. They don't leave St.
100%.
And then, so she fixed up a couple of girlfriends with other TWA pilots.
To lure them into St. Louis.
I was living with a TWA pilot in Connecticut when I met her, and he was single, and
Not for long.
not so long. So she told him, say, Dave, I have somebody you really like in St. Louis, and he came to St. Louis, and yeah.
For our audience who can't see what Bob is doing, he's doing the hook and reel fish motion, which I'm really enjoying seeing.
The Midwest women were probably a delight for these East Coast guys, right?
Yeah, you're right. So that's how I
That's
got
how you end up in
here,
St.
and
Louis.
then a lot of other guys came due to Diane and
Yeah.
her
For
girlfriend.
orchestrating.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that. That's right, because Diane was classmates with Carol Balsamo, married to Larry, and Larry and Carol do a lot of the Veterans History Project interviews in the area.
Yep.
So which high school did you go to?
Roosevelt. In the
Oh,
city.
Rose. Okay, yeah, that's great.
South
That's
City
great.
girl.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
That's fantastic. I'm trying to think. Is there anything that we didn't cover, Bob, that you want to be sure to mention? Any important story or?
You want a funny story?
Oh, please.
Well, tell him about what's on the Midway, and he wants to get to his quarters because he left something on.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
What's this?
I was based on the Midway,
Uh-huh.
and we used to smuggle booze on board, and you weren't allowed to bring it on board, but you could fly it in. And I did, and I had a stateroom. My stateroom was right under the catapults up top side. And the staterooms had like a dresser,
Sure.
metal, and it's welded in.
So it won't move.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
won't move. And then under the metal, there was a piece here, a base,
Okay.
and the drawers were above it. And
Okay.
if you took the drawer out, there was a plate underneath it with a place to put fingers to pull up this cover. And there was about that much space underneath
Okay.
the drawer.
Why does it sound like that was made for you to smuggle
It
alcohol?
was.
Exactly.
It was perfect.
It was
that's
perfect.
And that's what we
Not
all
allowed, but it was perfect.
What I want to know is, how did you know it was there? How did you know the little place was there? Did someone else show you?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how I knew, but
It was common
It was
knowledge.
common knowledge. Okay.
everybody, it was common knowledge. That was that's where it is. Because the guys were all bringing the booze in, and I brought some in, and that's where you'd store it, underneath the drawer. Take the drawer out, and
I was going to ask what kind of commander you were, but I think I got my answer.
That's awesome.
I was the fun one. I was the fun kind.
Apparently, he wants to get to his stateroom because he wants to see if it's still there. Because they flew off and never came back. See, and the
Yeah.
goose was there.
Oh,
Ah, you were checking somebody else's locker.
no, I was
Oh.
changing my own.
Oh, okay.
But I can't get back up to that room anymore. That's not open.
Ah,
Oh
So
my
when
gosh.
I left, I had a couple bottles of rum and whatnot,
Yeah.
and they're still there.
they're there somewhere.
Yeah, but they haven't opened the stateroom yet. And I've been back to the Midway twice.
Oh, I see what you're saying. When you want to go visit it, you want to go to your stateroom to see if it's still there.
Exactly.
I'm following you now. Okay.
Yeah,
Is the Midway, is that on the coast of California now? Where do they?
San Diego.
It's in San Diego. Okay.
Yeah, it's a museum.
How often have you visited it since it became a museum? You've been there a few
Well, I've
times?
been there more than twice.
Oh, have you? I've
Okay.
only been there twice.
But you've been there with me twice.
You got to know the right people. You got to tell them, hey, I want to go into the stateroom.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not open.
What was that experience like walking through your old ship, but now as like a visitor?
Yeah. Oh, it was nice. You know, reminiscent of.
Yeah,
Of course, the planes aren't there anymore.
sure.
There's a few in the museum
Yeah.
there, but there's so.
That kind of leads to something I wanted to ask you as we start to wrap up here, Bob. How does your experience as a naval pilot, a veteran, how does that inform, or how has it informed your life? Did the veteran identity, was that something that was important to you throughout your life, even as a civilian pilot?
Yes.
How so? What does it mean to you to have that veteran identity?
Well, I enjoyed it. I had to prove that I was worthy of my job,
Yeah.
and I did it right. And I never had an aircraft accident.
Yeah.
I've had automobile accidents.
Well,
when you were-
there's
when you
other
were on
people
land.
involved, yeah.
When you were on land, that was a little
Yeah.
dicey, but in the air, you were
But
fine.
I never. The one thing I do have is a movie
Okay.
of when I was in the Naval Missile Center. I was flying a guided missile. It
Okay.
was a Regulus missile that was launched. I would come in a two-seater jet I would be sitting in the back seat of the jet, flying the jet, and the guy in the front seat would be controlling the drone, the missile.
Sure.
And so I would come in, fly in at about 400 miles an hour, and they would launch it, and he would control it from the back seat
Oh, okay.
or the front seat of our airplane. He would
Yeah.
control the missile, and it would go down. This is at not Point Magoo.
More?
Yeah, it was Point Magoo.
Oh,
Point
Point
Magoo.
Magoo. Okay.
And anyway, we'd fly down south, and planes would come up from the south and use that as a target. So he would fly it and control it from a distance,
And they would chase it.
and they would be firing at it,
Gotcha.
and then we would come back on the carrier, or here it was at Point Magoo.
Sure.
We would come back and bring the missile back. It had a retractable gear
wow.
on it.
It was reusable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And then it would take off like a shot, and
Yeah.
then come back. It had a landing gear that
How about that?
retractable gear,
Wow.
and that
So
would
interesting.
come down, and we'd come and fly. I'd fly wing on it. He would fly it, and I would fly wing, and he'd bring it over the runway and land it, and I'd come down next to him, and then I would pull up like this so he could keep an eye on it,
Yeah.
and he could activate the brakes on it and everything, and then he'd get it, it'd
Yeah.
stop, and then I'd go around, and they take pictures of this coming down, and I have one picture, movie,
Yeah.
a film
It's on a reel, isn't it?
on a reel, and I have it at home, and it shows me coming down, flying wing on my
Sure.
drone.
Yeah.
And it has long legs on it. It's pretty long. And I'm coming down, I'm flying it, and it's down to the landing, and this guy's flying it.
Yeah.
And he's flying it, I'm flying this. And that plane, it lands,
Okay.
and I kept going. And all of a sudden I realized, oh my God. And I didn't lower my gear or anything, but his gear was down. Anyway, I pull up, and I said, so I didn't make a landing.
Were you focused on watching the drone land? Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
yeah.
You forgot you were flying a plane.
I was, yeah,
TWA's finest, folks.
Yes.
and
Oh, my
they-
goodness.
And they had cameras set up for all this.
Yeah.
And I have a film of that coming down, and the two planes coming
You're just
down,
watching.
and it landing, and me going down, and
Wow.
I got
Oh, my
about
gosh.
2 foot off the ground when I realized, oh shit, and pulled up, and I have the film.
That's amazing. We should get it.
And
Is-
he survived.
Is that digitized, that film?
No,
You,
it's, he hasn't.
You should really digitize that.
Be able to have that,
I bet you Larry could figure out how to digitize that.
Yeah.
That sounds way too funny to not see. Oh, my gosh.
Did he tell you the story? He's coming in St. Louis
Okay.
on a L-10. He was captain, I think, on the L-10. So he comes in and lands, and the passenger gets off, and the passenger says, "You just lost something off your airplane."
What?
Bob says, "Well, when he was coming in, he said he felt the jerk.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
he didn't know what it was. He lost a whole flap
Oh boy.
on the plane, on the L-10, and it was over the junkyard
What in the
in
world?
our city."
That's incredible.
Bob said he felt,
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, a jolt. Or something.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
it fell off the airplane. I didn't realize.
That's
it.
incredible.
Where's the mechanics at? We gotta,
Yeah.
gonna give them some grief.
So he's had an interesting life.
I want to ask about the drone. Was that innovative for that time? I don't think I've heard that early on that drones were being used. Is that fairly new?
It was it was a recoverable drone,
Sure.
and the Regulus, it was called the Regulus, and I don't know what the use for it was, but they had the control. It didn't automatically lock
Sure.
onto anything like
Sure.
that. You had to have somebody guide it.
Yeah. It's like a robotic plane.
Yeah, and that's what I had on the plane. In
Yeah.
the plane, he flew it, and I flew wing on it. He
And so,
sent it where he wanted it to go, and
yeah, he was flying with you so that he could keep an eye on it and
Yeah.
direct it, kind of navigate it from there.
yeah.
Wow.
So he was flying it
Yeah.
from my
Yeah.
plane.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't think I've heard of drones being used that
Me
early.
either. No.
Yeah, this was early in the drone.
That's fascinating.
I when I was at Point Magoo too, I was at the Naval Missile Center, and my job then was a bullpup anti-ground missile, and they were just developing it, and it was you would shoot it, you'll pickle it off, and you'd be flying your airplane, pickle it off, and then you would guide it
Oh, wow.
with your thumb.
Yeah, guided
You'd
missile.
watch it and hit the tank, say there was a tank moving.
Yeah.
This is before you could lock on and all that other stuff. This was early on. And so you could just fly it until it hit the tank.
Now,
and
are
then
you
get out of it.
simultaneously also, are you the pilot for that your own plane at the same time, or you had someone
Yeah.
doing that?
No,
You're doing both.
You're doing it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah. And that's a bullpup. And that's
Wow.
what John McCain, do you remember John
Yeah.
McCain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he
That's
got
what he
shot-
was flying in Vietnam.
And he got shot down
Fascinating.
because, you pickle it off.
Yeah.
And you got to keep it in sight. You can't lock on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't like you got to keep going like this. And of course, you're coming down, and they can see your trajectory from the ground,
They can pick you off from
and
there.
they can shoot you down. And he got shot down
Yeah.
because he was up there directing it to the target.
I had no idea that's what he was doing then.
Now they have you just lock it on.
Sure. Yeah,
Right.
guided
You
missile.
get out of there, and it does all of that.
Yeah. I'm glad they
This was-
eventually
this was-
innovated.
Yeah, this was early
That's something
on.
else. Wow.
And you were sitting duck when you shot those things.
Yeah.
Because the gunners on the ground can see you coming, and they know where you're going. And
Yeah. Oh, it's easy for them.
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah, they're
pickings.
picking people off.
One last thing I want to mention. It's really interesting. Before we started recording, Diane mentioned that her uncle had been a merchant mariner. Oh, your father. I'm so sorry. Your father. Your uncle was.
Army medic.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me. Diane's father was a merchant mariner. What's interesting, and there's a little bit of a tie-in, Point Magoo was the home of the Seabees.
Yeah.
And not that they're the same thing, but merchant mariners, as we were talking about with Diane, weren't recognized as military members.
Correct.
And Seabees came from the construction battalion, and there was a little bit of a period in time that they were actually, it was contractors, and they then became a part of the military, I think either right after World War II or before World War II, whichever it was. So sort of a similar trajectory to merchant mariners. They started as a civilian component that was attached to the military. Anyway, Point Magoo was the connection for that.
Yeah.
That's near Oxnard, right?
Yep.
Oxnard, California.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd love to visit there sometime.
Oxnard is actually where the
The CB Museum
CBs
is.
where Oxnard.
Gotcha. Just north of Magoo.
Right.
Okay. So you liked skiing, but you never got into surfing.
I did water skiing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
But
you would do both mountain skiing, snow skiing,
Yeah.
and water skiing.
Yeah.
How were you as a water skier?
Not bad.
Yeah.
I still have my boat.
Oh,
It's up in New Hampshire
awesome.
on Lake Winnipesaukee.
Okay. Now that you can't fly, how do you get there?
Yeah. Well, I can fly for.
Drive anymore. His kids will take it.
I sometimes drive, but she won't let me drive anymore. And I have my daughter lives in Indianapolis, so normally I would drive from here to Indy, and then stay there, Indy to Erie, Pennsylvania, stay there, and then Erie, Pennsylvania, up to Meredith, Massachusetts,
New Hampshire. Yeah.
Yeah, and I still have the on a lake. I have a lake
Yeah.
property
See,
there.
if Diane hadn't snatched you up, you could be on that boat right now.
That's right. Be living the dream.
She was not a big fan of Lake Winnipesaukee.
Can't imagine.
She's a Florida girl.
Ah, okay.
She doesn't like the Northeast.
Don't make me look
You're making her sound snooty. She's too good for the East Coast.
Yeah.
When he said a camp, it was like, I camped. I slept in tents and that. But, there, you never know. It's very rustic.
I'm not much of a camper myself, so.
I camp at the Hilton.
Yeah, exactly.
She,
And it's clear.
Yeah.
she's one of them, not a frontier woman.
I gotcha.
She's a princess.
I think so. I don't. Bob, that's the first time you ever said
He's on one right now. He's on one, Diane.
Well, it's the first time I said you're a princess. Normally I say you're a queen.
no, you don't.
He's trying to make up for it now.
You got downgraded just a little bit. You went from queen to princess.
It's been good. We've been married it'll be 36 years.
That's amazing.
Seems like 136 years.
Wonderful years.
Wow.
Diane might rethink this after today.
I know.
Diane, does Bob have to walk home now?
Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, I know pretty much everything about them.
Yeah, yeah.
And what you see is what you get. There's no lie.
Well, the last thing I want to say is we have your commander hat here, and it looks very stylish and very regal.
And used.
And used, yes, it is very well used.
Well used.
But what's below that on the table, and this is the last thing I'll ask you about, and we'll close for the day.
That's my airplane.
Yeah, this is your plane,
Yeah. Piper Cub.
Piper Cub. Yep, and we have some photos of you and your family. You guys went on a few flights together,
Yeah.
and you were telling me about, was it Chris that got his license and then never flew again?
No, Bill.
Bill. So Bill got his license, but then never actually used it. So no one really took to flying after you.
Nope.
The tradition hasn't continued.
Nope.
Are there any grandchildren or great-grandchildren that still might have an interest?
I've had my son-in-law's sister
Okay, close enough.
has two kids, two boys that were here. They live in Chicago, and they were in St. Louis, and I took them up in my Piper Cubs.
There you go.
They both are now commercial pilots.
Oh,
That's
very
fantastic.
cool.
That's great.
That's awesome.
But the rest of my kids never went any further.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool that your legacy and your love for aviation is carried on there, at least.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my oldest son, he decided he didn't want to be a pilot. He wanted to be rich. So he became a lawyer.
There you go.
And that's what he said. I want to be rich.
Hey, there you go. There's nothing wrong with that.
And he's doing pretty well.
So he succeeded in his dream. Well, good for him. Well, Bob, Diane, it's been a real pleasure to have both of you guys here.
Absolutely.
It's been so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been fun talking to you and meeting you.
Thank you for your service, Bob, and thank you for sharing your service with us. Yeah, TWA was lucky to have both of you guys
Yep.
on their staff
Oh,
for
yeah.
so long.
Oh, I was very fortunate. with
Yeah,
TWA.
yeah. So,
Very fortunate to meet.
I didn't fly that long, but
yeah.
I'm quite proud of him, of his accomplishment.
No, absolutely.
And you missed what he was about to say. He was about to give you a compliment. You were very fortunate. I heard that.
What?
Very fortunate to
I-
meet.
I am very fortunate. I agree. I am fortunate. Did I tell you one of the things in St. Louis that when people talk to me, they say, "You're not from St. Louis, are you? Where are you from?" And I tell them, Cotton Plain,
Yep.
Arkansas.
He said that.
He got it in twice, though. I like it.
He
I
definitely
said
wanted to give us that one.
That's the fifth time.
No, that's funny. Well, anyway, thank you guys again. Really appreciate it.
This is so nice to meet both of you.
And I'm glad we got to introduce you to the museum as well.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, this is wonderful. I just didn't realize it was here.
Well, I'm appreciative of the photos you guys brought as well.
Yes.
Bob cut quite the figure back in his heydays. We've got some nice photos of him here. My goodness, yeah.
I didn't put this together. My kids put that together.
Gotcha, yeah,
I think I took some of the pictures that were in there.
yeah.
But they-
Well, anyway, for my part, I really appreciate your time, Bob.
Well, I appreciate your time, too.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It was a great time.
It was so nice.
We learned so much today, something we didn't know.
A few things we did.
That's right. That's right. I think I'm going to take away the Foot Locker booze.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys.
A lot of stories.
Yes. Well, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your story. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off of the Operation Inside podcast from the Mid-America Veterans Museum.
Operation Insight is brought to you by the Mid-America Veterans Museum, where we believe every veteran has a story. If you agree and you enjoyed today's podcast, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a review on whichever platform you listen. Don't forget, sharing this episode with friends and family is a great way to support the museum and our mission of sharing veteran stories. Thank you for listening.